In our modern world, we are taught to equate noise with importance. The loudest voice in the room is often mistaken for the most powerful. We celebrate the charismatic speaker, the boisterous leader, the one who can command attention with a torrent of words. But what if the greatest strength comes not from speaking, but its opposite? What if silence is a secret superpower, a tool used by some of the most successful people? It's a quiet force, calm, steady, reshaping the atmosphere. It builds empires on stillness. Imagine a crowded meeting room, everyone talking over one another. In the corner, one person remains silent, eyes sharp, moving from speaker to speaker, absorbing processing, not weakness, a deliberate act of power, creating space for others to reveal their thoughts. This silent presence becomes the room's center of gravity. This is the first lesson in the hidden habits of the world's most effective minds. There is a fascinating psychological principle at play when someone holds a comfortable silence. We call it quiet dominance. It is not an aggressive or intimidating posture. Instead, it is a calm self-assurance that unnerves and intrigues those accustomed to constant verbal jousting. When you refuse to fill a conversational void, you subtly shift the power dynamic. The other person, feeling the social pressure of the silence, often feels compelled to keep talking. They might reveal more than they intended, offer concessions they hadn't planned, or expose the shaky foundations of their own arguments. Your silence becomes a mirror, reflecting their own anxieties back at them. This effect is deeply rooted in our social conditioning. Most of us are taught that silence in a conversation is awkward, a sign that something is wrong. The person who can comfortably withstand that pressure demonstrates immense inner control. They project an aura of being unruffled, of being so secure in their position that they don't need to blurt out the first thought that comes to mind. This quiet confidence is often perceived as a form of wisdom. People naturally gravitate toward and respect those who seem thoughtful and deliberate, and silence is the ultimate signal of deliberation. They listen patiently. They let you talk through your entire problem, sometimes for a very long time. And when they finally do speak, their words are few, but they are potent and transformative. Their silence gave their eventual words their power. This is quiet dominance in its most benevolent form. One of the most consistent yet overlooked habits of the ultra-successful is their dedication to listening. They treat listening not as a passive activity, the simple absence of talking, but as an active, strategic skill. For them, information is the most valuable asset in the world, far more precious than the sound of their own voice. Every conversation is an opportunity to acquire that asset. While the average person is waiting for their turn to talk, to share their story or prove their point, the quiet billionaire is mining for data. They are listening for market trends, for unmet needs, for the subtle hesitations that signal a hidden risk or an unseen opportunity. This preference for listening over talking stems from a simple, powerful equation. When you are talking, you are repeating what you already know. When you are listening, you have the potential to learn something new. The wealthy understand that their existing knowledge is what got them to where they are, but it's the knowledge they don't yet have that will get them to the next level. They approach interactions with a genuine curiosity, a desire to understand the other person's perspective completely. This not only yields valuable information, but also builds profound rapport. People love to be heard. In the economy of knowledge, the best listeners are the richest of all. Nowhere is the power of silence more potent than at the negotiation table. It is here that a well-timed pause can be worth millions, even billions, of dollars. Most people enter a negotiation armed with arguments, data points, a script of what they plan to say. The master negotiator enters with a plan for what they will not say. They use silence as a tool to create pressure, to signal confidence, to encourage the other side to negotiate against themselves. After stating their offer, they simply stop talking. The silence that follows can feel immense, almost unbearable to the person on the other side. The natural impulse is to fill the void. The other party might start to doubt their own position. Did they ask for too much? To break the tension, they often start talking. They might re-explain their position, inadvertently reveal weaknesses, or offer a concession without being asked. Another use of silence is to show you're not desperate. Eagerness is a costly signal. Taking your time and tolerating a pause sends a different message. You signal you're willing to walk away. That calm patience often makes the other side eager to keep you, so they sweeten their offer. The image of a leader is often one of a charismatic orator, rallying the troops with a powerful speech. But there is another, equally effective model of leadership: the quiet commander. This is the leader who influences not through volume, but through presence. Think of Tim Cook at Apple. He is not the showman that Steve Jobs was. His style is more measured, more observant, more reserved. His leadership is not about being the center of attention. It is about creating a stable, focused environment where his brilliant team can do its best work. Silent leaders build strength within their organizations by empowering others to speak. In meetings, they often speak last, if at all. By withholding their own opinion, they allow for a genuine, unfiltered discussion to unfold. Team members feel safer sharing creative or dissenting ideas. The leader gets the benefit of hearing everyone's true perspective. Only after absorbing all of this information do they weigh in, their words carrying immense weight precisely because they are used so sparingly. This approach fosters a culture of psychological safety and ownership. This leadership style requires immense self-discipline. The ego loves the spotlight. It loves to have the answer. It is the leadership of a gardener, one who cultivates growth rather than just shaping it. You don't need to be a billionaire or a CEO to harness the power of silence. You can begin incorporating these habits into your daily life today and witness a tangible shift in your interactions and influence. The first and simplest practice is the 3-second pause. Before you speak in any conversation, whether it's with your partner, a colleague, or a barista, take a full, silent 3-second breath. This tiny gap has multiple benefits. It stops you from reacting impulsively. It gives you a moment to truly hear what was just said, and it makes your eventual response feel more thoughtful and deliberate. Practice active listening in one conversation each day. For the duration of that one talk, make it your sole mission to understand the other person's point of view without planning your rebuttal. Your only goal is to listen. Ask clarifying questions like, "What did you mean by that? How did that make you feel?" Resist the urge to share a related story of your own. Try embracing silence in moments when you would normally seek distraction. When you're driving, turn off the radio or podcast for a few minutes. Let your mind wander freely without external input. These moments of unscheduled quiet are like a reset button for your brain. Some of your best ideas will come in the quiet. We have journeyed through the quiet corridors of power, seeing how silence is not an absence, but a presence. It is a strategic tool, a mark of wisdom, a pathway to deeper understanding. We've seen quiet dominance command respect. Listening creates an unbeatable informational edge. A well-placed pause can be more persuasive than 1,000 words. This is not a secret reserved for an elite few. It is a fundamental human capacity that has been drowned out by the noise of modern life, waiting for you to reclaim it. The power to be more influential, more perceptive, and more self-assured is already within you. The path forward is not about becoming a mute or renouncing conversation. It is about becoming more intentional. It is about choosing when to speak and when to listen. Your presence can have weight. Your attention is a valuable resource, and that the best ideas often grow in the fertile soil of silence. By practicing these habits, the 3-second pause, active listening, embracing quiet moments, you begin to shift your own center of gravity. You become less reactive and more deliberate. You become a calmer, more powerful presence in your own life. This is just the beginning of the journey. The habits of the world's most successful minds are often subtle, counterintuitive, and deeply rooted in psychology. To go deeper, explore the resources at Hidden Minds. Follow and subscribe to Hidden Minds for more.